Hi guys, I'm back with another mani. So I have, I think this is April's Triple D Diva box. And so I already opened it up and swatched the dip powder colors and applied the swatch dot on top of the jar. So we're gonna get into this box. Now I don't know if this was an anniversary box or whatever it was, but this box was packed full of stuff. It had the nail buffer with the Triple D logo, some cuticle oil that smelled like candy to me. I did like the scent on this one, smelled like candy. It also came with some foil stamping polish that I will try and fail in this particular video. It is in the color white. It also came with a nail stamper and a scraper card. And the Triple D silicone mat. This is a really large or a nice size mat to cover your nail desk when you're doing your manis, whether you're doing gel polish or dip powder. Really nice. It wipes off easy with alcohol. Does clean up really well with alcohol. Water not so much, but alcohol great. Also came with some nail art or transfer foil. And at first I was like, oh, this is really thick, but the strips of transfer foil itself, I'll open that later, was really long. And then we have a stamping plate. I did not open this stamping plate because I do have, this is a duplicate stamping plate. I have one that, the same plate that came in a previous Triple D Diva box that I purchased, I believe, last year. And so we're going to get into the dip powders. The box came with 5 dip powders. The first one is Lit Up Glow. These were all in the pink family, really nice. And so my light is kind of throwing the color off just a little bit. And so I don't open all of them up. The swatch dot speaks for itself regarding the colors. Just the lighting may throw it off a little bit. I thought Diva Dip 128 and Lit Up Glow, they were really pretty shades of pink. And you can see the difference there. Diva Dip 129, which is a pink, what looks like hints of like small glitter sparkle in there. And Diva Dip 130, which has bigger sparkle or glitter as well, really pretty. And then Diva Dip 131 had multicolored glitter or sparkle in there. All very pretty colors in this Diva box. And so I'm just opening up the nail transfer foil. It had a lot of different prints, very unique prints and different prints as well. And I'm not sure what they retail for outside of the Diva boxes. So I'm just opening that up. Initially I thought I was going to use one of the transfer foils to do like a floral mani, but I didn't. I decided to go with something else. And so you can see the different prints that come in here. And I don't know if I captured all of them on film, but look at that. Look, that one pretty right there. Is that tiger print? That's pretty. Some people may be like, that's a little too extra. I'm here for all the extras. And so really nice foils, and they just kind of wrap back around on themselves really long. And so, yeah, I did like the contents of this Diva box. I thought it was a lot in there for the price that you pay. I think it was $50, like $49.99 or something like that. So you might as well round that up to $50. Really pretty. And I thought that floral would have looked good on top of that dip powder. Can't go wrong with it. And so I decided to do a one color mani with Diva Dip 128. I do not show all nails on camera, just 2. I am using Triple D's delicate base coat, and I did get a few specks of the base coat. I don't know how this happened inside of the dip powder. I just still laid my finger flat, and I'm doing this on top of my builder gel application on my left hand, where I have filed the nails down short. And so I do have on peel off base coat, allow that to dry, and then I'm going in with my application. You want to make sure you apply your dip base in a thin layer across the length and the width of the nail. Lay your finger flat, pour over, dip, whatever works best for you. I prefer either pouring over or laying my finger flat. And so when I go in with the second coat, I'm going to brush off, or before I go in with the second coat, I'm going to brush off excess dip powder from the nail, and then I'm going to go in and apply a second coat of dip base, wiping my base brush off on a lint-free paper towel before I place it back into the bottle, and then repeating that process for a total of 2 dips on each nail. And on this particular finger, where if the dip powder still appears to be wet, just lay your finger or re-dip your finger back in the dip powder so that all of that base can get soaked up. When you're using low odor or in this case delicate dip liquids where they don't have that loud odor, they tend to dry slower. So just make sure if you have any wet spots after dipping, just re-dip and all is right with the world. So after I get those fingers dipped, I'm brushing off excess dip powder with my nail brush, and then I'm going to apply Triple D's activator. The delicate dip liquids are sold in a set, so you want to make sure you get the activator as well. Of course, if it's sold in a set, you're going to get it anyway. So I'm applying a generous amount to both nails, and I will then wait about maybe 5 minutes, give that dip powder time to harden, and then I'm going to do my filing and buffing. And in this video, I decided to keep my filing and buffing routine in the video. I don't do all nails on camera. I just do, I think, the thumbnail and the index finger. And so when you're filing, I did lay a paper towel down and sprayed it with water because that filing dust will immediately land on the paper towel and it's not flying everywhere. And I was watching somebody's YouTube channel and they did that. I don't know who it was, I can't remember, and they did that, and I was like, it will even work if you put it on top of your dust collector and spray it with water. It will collect the dust, because I do have a Melody Susie dust collector. I just didn't feel like pulling it out, and so I just filing around the cuticle area with my 180 grit nail file, and once I get it to my liking, I file the top, and then I go in with that buffing block to buff the surface smooth, and I do use my finger to check the surface of the nail to ensure that it is as smooth as I want it to be, and it looks vigorous or rough. It's not. I promise you, the video is sped up, because if you go and filing rough, you getting ready to tear your whole hand up, like you getting ready to tear something up. So don't go in here filing like you ain't got good sense. Like my grandma used to say, you acting like you ain't got good sense. But just, file lightly. You don't need to be rough, and you don't need to put a whole lot of pressure on your nail when you're filing. If you put a lot of pressure, you're going to end up filing too much of your color off of the nail. And again, it looks rough because the video is sped up. And so once I get all my filing and buffing done, I use a dust brush to remove the excess dust from the nail, and I will cleanse my nails with water. Okay, so here are my nails after filing and buffing. And so I'm going in with the nail plate, and like I told y'all, I already had a nail plate, so that one's gonna stay in the wrapper. I don't know, maybe one day I'll do a giveaway and get enough subscribers. I'm cleaning my plate off with not water. I'm cleaning my stamping plate off with pure acetone. And I had these kind of like ombre nail foils, and I don't know where I got these from. I don't know if I got them from Amazon or Shein. It was either Amazon or Shein. And so I was like, okay, let me just cut a little piece off of that. That pink is pinking. The pink is pinking. And I was like, okay, foil stamping polish. You can use nail art foil with this. I will say I'm not a fan of this nail stamper. The jelly does not stay in place. I'm pretty sure I could hot glue it in there, but ain't nobody got time for that. But I used it. I'm now going in with this foil stamping polish, and I thought I wanted to pick up that little image with like the just had a lot of little, I guess that's leopard print on there, and I was like, okay, this gonna work. We're gonna apply the foil stamping polish. We're gonna scrape, pick up. Now here's where I should have just saw the line on there. No, this was the other image, sorry. So I do apply this to the nail. It was too much for that tiny finger. My fingernail length wasn't long enough for this, in my opinion. I should have did a bigger image. What I mean a bigger image, the image itself was more spaced out. Let me say it that way. So I'm going in with the nail foil and applying that. Now, in theory, it works. Yes, it does. It works. But like I said, I think the image itself needed to be spread out further apart so that it wasn't so jumbled up together. So I wiped that off with acetone. I'm going in with this Aurora Chrome pigment pen that I got from 𝑻𝒊𝒔𝒉 a long time ago, and I'm rubbing that on the stamper. And then I'm going to go in with what looks to be like a zebra print. Actually, I took that off, sorry. I did remove that Aurora Chrome, and then I'm going in with Daily Charms Magic Chrome powder, applying that to the stamper in the same fashion with a eyeshadow applicator. It didn't give the look that I was going for, let me be clear. I probably should have did a silver chrome. Silver chrome probably would have stood out more on top of that foil stamping polish, because any foil stamping polish that I've had, I can use regular nail art foil, transfer foil, or chrome powder usually works well too. So again, just a learning curve with this particular brand. Nothing wrong with it. I think it works. It's just you gotta make better choices, Letitia, and that's fine. So here I did have a line when I picked that image up off of the plate. I should have just chose a different image at this point, or cleaned the plate off and restamp, but that line showed up on the stamper and I knew better. Like, this ain't your first time stamping, like, what you doing? But you know, I was over it at this point, and so I was like, okay, that's cute. One little simple accent nail. Do what you're gonna do. Take the stamper with the chrome powder and rub it on there. And so I felt like that wasn't enough. It wasn't giving what I wanted it to give. So I applied some more. Still didn't give what I wanted it to give, but it gave some type of effect, a little effect on the nail. And so I cleaned that up. Cleaned up my polish off my skin and allowed that to dry a little bit. And then I go on with my Kanai base coat and apply that to all nails cured, and then I applied top coat and cured. And so here are the finished nails. I added some rhinestones. Y'all know I love me some rhinestones, why not? And so again, here are those two items. These are 𝑻𝒊𝒔𝒉 products that I found off of Amazon. So guys, we have reached the end of the video. So please like this video if you found value, leave a comment, let me know what you think, and subscribe to my channel. It is free 99. So I appreciate you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.